Good morning, this is Robin Bieber on the EU and Energy Chart Talk on the 16th of April at 7:50 in the morning London time. Chart in front of us is DEC 20 emissions. It looks under pressure. It's got a negative stochastic that is high, but it's held the target of the 13-day moving average at 1928, and unless it moves and closes below there, it has no target lower for the moment. Were it to move and close below 1928, then look for a move down to the 21-day at 1819. I'm not convinced that the correction point at 1874 would hold. Meanwhile, it's having a little bit of a rally, and serious resistance doesn't come into the 2010-2016 level, which is the 50% correction point and 5-day moving average. Note that the 60-minute chart on this at the moment is suggesting some upside, so the early morning action should be to the upside on this contract, and that could play out up to towards the 5-day moving average. Now moving on to MBP, the MBP front month looks under pressure. It looks like it could still head lower. I'm expecting a move down to between down to 13 and 14 area. It's under serious pressure whilst below the 5-day moving average at 15.786. And if we put a 60-minute chart on here, you can see that it's flagging some form of early recovery. So the action for the early part of the morning should be to the upside, and then it'll start getting tested at the 5-day moving average. And if we look at MBP winter, probably going to do the same thing, pop up a little bit, still got a negative stochastic. So I'm expecting it to head for 31.2, the target, but it may well test the 13-day moving average at 32.634, or even the 5-day at 32.884 first. So there's room for a little bit of a recovery on the MBP to begin with this morning. TTF pretty much hit its target at 6.005. It now needs a move and close below here to take it down to about the 5 level, 450 to 5. It could easily recover up to the 5-day moving average around 6.977. And if we put a 60-minute chart on here to see what's happening, the stochastic here is flagging a little bit of some recovery, particularly as it's got some bullish divergence here. So don't be surprised by a few hours of early strength this morning, but then I suspect it will run into trouble up at the 5 and 13-day moving average. The Felix also has held the 13-day moving average at 36.67. No downside whilst that's the case. Were it to falter there, then I would expect it to run down to 35.97, the 21-day moving average. Still got a high and negative stochastic, which means that any rally up to the 5 or 8-day moving average around 37.69 will run into trouble. And if we look at a 60-minute chart on this contract, it too is flagging some upside. So across the complex, generally speaking, we're being flagged very short term for a bit of a recovery, a little bit of a reaction to yesterday, a push up, but this push higher this morning is likely to run into trouble at the short-term moving averages, and it may not even get that high, but a little bit of early morning strength that is likely to evaporate later. That's all for today, folks. Good luck, good trading, and bon appetit.